The Sonic movie sequel is rapidly approaching. Like, Jesus Christ, we're in March already, when did that happen? And according to some, is looking to be the best video game movie ever made. I'll keep my mouth shut. So to celebrate the upcoming second release in the Sonic cinematic universe, I cannot wait for this to hideously crash and burn. I mean, remember when they wanted to make a universe out of the Amazing Spider-Man? That sounded fucking stupid, and trying to make a universe out of a franchise this messy is somehow even dumber. Anyway, to celebrate Sonic 2's release, I figured I'd give some predictions for the finished film. Partially because I think I've spotted some interesting things others haven't talked about, and yeah, partially because I want to be that one smug cunt that gets it all right before it's even out. Come on, you know you love that feeling too. Also, very real potential spoilers. I'm going to be using any and all little bits of info we have to try and guess this thing correctly, so if you don't want to see things like this, this or this, then click off now. So, right off the bat, we'll start with something simple. The film's absolutely going to open on Eggman wandering around the Mushroom Planet.
I refuse to call it Mushroom Hill. They didn't make it look anything like Mushroom Hill. I am not giving them that luxury.
And we'll probably see him meet Knuckles. But I'm going to go a step further and predict how the intro will end. You know how in the first movie they had that entire whole opening sequence with Baby Sonic, and only showed the title after a dramatic shot of him looking all sad and miserable? I reckon they're going to do something similar. Not open with a scene of Sonic and Longclaw or anything. I think they're going to have a big dramatic moment between Eggman and Knuckles, and then they'll cut to titles. If I had to guess, I'd say it'll either just be a shot of them walking through a ring portal back home, it'll be Eggman learning about the Master Emerald and giving an evil smirk, or it'll be Eggman learning about the Master Emerald, then telling Knuckles a lie about how Sonic took it, or whatever reason they come up with for Knuckles to go after Sonic. Maybe we'll get a zoom in on Knuckles' face as he growls Sonic's name, or something like that. Either way, I think the opening has Eggman wandering around aimlessly, meeting Knuckles, then some dramatic stinger right as we hit the title cards. Also, at this point, I should probably clarify, no, I do not like the Sonic movie. I think it's absolutely dreadful, and I don't think the sequel will be much better. I only have all this encyclopedic knowledge of the films because I intend to make a massive critique of it all one day, so I've got kind of a storage file in my head ready for whenever that day comes. I mean, hey, you gotta know your enemies, right? Anyway, so, we've had our exciting opening, now we need to reintroduce all the characters for all the fucking normies who don't remember every single last minute detail of Sonic the Hedgehog 2020, down to even the parts where Jim Carrey and James Marsden look at the camera. I told you I know every fucking thing about this film. So I imagine we'll be opening on a bit of a montage of Sonic's day-to-day life in Green Hills, doing very Sonic-y things, I'm sure. I mean, they got him so right the first time around. Eventually it'll get to nighttime. Sonic will do these stretches as a very subtle and clever nod to that abhorrent first trailer, never forget what they took from us, and it'll all ultimately culminate in that bank robbery we see him stopping in the trailer. At least, I think it's a bank robbery? They're all just kind of evil masked men, I can't really tell what their crime is. Anyway, Sonic stops them, causes some wacky cartoon hijinks, and probably fractures a skull or two. I mean, Jesus, that doesn't look healthy. Also, he seems to be going with the superhero name Blue Justice in this movie.
Blue Justice, trademark pending.
I guess Blue Blur was just too intense of a reference for audiences to handle, huh? Anyway, that's totally what he's saying here. This is right before that crime fight. He's hyping himself up and saying his name all heroically, like Blue Justice. So cut to the next day. Tom takes Sonic out fishing, probably so he can tell Sonic that him and Eye Candy are going off to the unfunny lady's wedding. As we've seen in the trailers, this will also be when he gives Sonic a little pep talk about, hey yo, don't go making adventure references all the time, you gotta learn when to be a hero, ya fucking goof. No idea why I decided that should be Tom's voice. But hey, it did make him 10 times more interesting. Anyway, Sonic's like, yes, woo, I get to be on my own for a little while. I'm ready, pre-motion, I'm ready, free homing. So Tom and Maddie drive off and leave Sonic alone, where he proceeds to get up to some goofy shit like this, and oh my god, look guys, it's an adventure reference, that alleviates all the writing issues now. And I'm actually predicting that this is when Tails shows up. No fucking clue what he'll be talking about with the "hope I'm not too late" line, but hey, I can't predict everything, I'm not a guru. Though I am still worthy of your subscription. So then we'll cut to nighttime, and dun-da-da-dee-dun, it's an Eggman and a Thuckles. Jim Carrey does his typical goofy shtick, says, greetings fellow lifeform, I would like you to meet my jolly bread amigo, and Knuckles punches Sonic through the fucking TV. Sonic, who's now a little angry, engages in some combat with Knuckles, presumably destroying even more of the inside of the house. Knuckles then punches Sonic again.
See, we can tell it's the second time because there's already a hole in the wall behind him. I am a fucking detective.
Which sends Sonic out into the garden, where we get our now iconic "lol bruh, I don't need your power" line, which is a fucking lie by the way, cause you're glowing too, fucker. Now would be a good time to touch on something by the way. Sonic has the Sparkle. Knuckles has the Sparkle. This tornado, which is presumably linked to the Death Egg robot, which we know is Master Emerald power because of the green glow, also has the Sparkle. Jesus Christ, sounds like fucking Magic Railroad in here.
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Fuck yeah, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Woo!
Now, if we take a look at the official novelization for the first Sonic movie, it heavily implies Sonic is Emerald powered, even kind of implying one is literally inside of him. How did that get there? Now, look at the Master Emerald. It produces the Sparkle. Then look at Knuckles, who's presumably had a lot of contact with it. He's also got a major case of the Sparkle. If you're being an observant little viewer and connecting all the dots, yeah, I think the sequel's going to explain that what I've been lovingly calling the Sparkle is actually this universe's physical representation of chaos energy. I still don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I love the idea of powerful characters like Super Sonic crackling with energy like that, but on normal characters it feels kinda, I don't know, like a completely pointless fucking change. Anyway, back to Knuckles saying he doesn't need Sonic's power, while fighting him with that exact same power. I'm assuming this is going to lead on to a bigger fight that they just haven't shown yet. Presumably it'll keep cutting back to these 3 different shots of Eggman eating popcorn.
Comedy comes in threes.
Now, here's where I'm going to start getting a little wild with the theories, because I think Eggman thinks Sonic dies. This man is pretty persistent at getting what he wants, so it kind of figures he wouldn't piss off to collect the magic rock until he's sure Sonic won't show up to stop him. It also fits in with this line.
So nice when diabolical evil lives up to the hype.
You know, he's celebrating a decisive victory. Now obviously I don't think Sonic actually dies, I think he just escapes, but in a way that leads Eggman to think he's dead. So how does Sonic escape? Well, I think he either runs away, ring portals away, or maybe even gets saved by Tails. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, stop taking jabs at the movie. And no, I won't, it's fun, I enjoy it. But also, hang on, Tails can't meet Sonic yet. They meet in the tornado when they're off to fight the other tornado. They put it in the trailer. Trailers don't lie. Right. Yeah, see, I reckon they pulled the old cheeky sneaky on us. In the Sonic Movie 1 trailer, they showed the flossing scene. You know, that abhorrent plague on humanity. But they don't show him flossing. What they actually show is him doing the little dance when he gets his new shoes. Meaning the animators had to put Sonic's face rig for the flossing scene onto his body rig for the dance scene, in order to not spoil the fact he flossed, I guess? Anyway, now look at this bit from the trailer. Look at Sonic's weird head bobble. Why is his head bobbling? All he's saying is, okay, that doesn't require a head bobble. And this can't just be an animation error either, because this is a professionally made film. You can't tell me no one would have spotted that. Now, these guys seem to know their cinematography. I mean, look, pretty shot. Yes, Igor is amused. There's a technique when shooting a scene. I'm actually not 100% sure if it exists, but I'm pretty confident it does, because every film ever does it. So I'm just going to describe it and call it blur, because I'm 12. Blur is basically the art of cutting back and forth between people during a scene, because if you cut from one shot to the same shot, it looks really weird, and the audience will probably notice it, at least subconsciously. So you use your second character almost like a mask, so no one will notice when you cut back to a different shot of your first character. That's what blur is. Cool, you got educated today. At least as long as this is a natural technique, I hope I haven't just made something up. Anyway, with that tangent out of the way, let's look at that head bobble bit again.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Name's Tails.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
That's the blur. There it is. You can't unsee that now, you're welcome. But look at what the blur cuts to. He's saying the end of some word before getting up and going, haha, this is what we're gonna do, chili duck. Realistically, he actually could be saying anything there. We only think he said okay, because that's what the trailer showed. Do you see where I'm going with all this now? A head bobble that doesn't fit what he's saying, a blur, and do I even need to explain how easy this shot could be to fake? It's literally just a close-up of Tails' face. We don't even see Sonic's reaction. This could super easily be that rig stuff I was on about earlier. So basically, yeah, in a very long-winded explanation, I think these two shots are total fabricated bullshit, and Sonic and Tails meet way earlier in the movie. I didn't even bring up my most compelling bit of evidence, that being why on God's green earth would you willingly climb onto the side of a plane flown by somebody you don't even know? If you take this trailer at face value, they honestly expect you to believe Tails flew Sonic out here from God knows where, and the two hadn't even exchanged names the entire time. Your Honor, I rest my case. So, now that we have all of that explained, fucking blur, yeah, I think Sonic escapes from Knuckles one way or another, though looking at this shot it's probably via rings, because he has that satchel on again, and he runs into Tails then. The two talk, Tails probably gives us his sad backstory that I fucking bet you will also be butchered just for the shits and giggles, and the two then set off together to find the magic rock before Eggman, because I guess at some point Sonic learns that's what Eggman wants. Speaking of Eggman, I think now is probably when he goes to see Stone again. I mean, it's still nighttime, and he's still in his movie 1 clothes for the Knuckles fight, so we know that's his first priority when he gets back. So once Sonic escapes and Eggman thinks he's won, it would make sense that that's when he'd go see his trusty non-robot henchman. I mean, it's been a thing for so fucking long in the games, did you even bother doing one goddamn bit of research? Anyway, I think Eggman calls down this little satellite thingy, goes inside and gets changed into something more accurate, and then goes back to Stone and immediately continues their abusive relationship. Now, quick personal story. A few weeks ago I figured out that the Death Egg robot would be in this movie. Knuckles obviously wasn't going to be the big final fight, because we know he turns good by the end, so him, Sonic and Tails all needed something to fight together. I then rewatched this bit of the trailer.
Since I've been gone, I've discovered the source of ultimate power.
That sounds big. It's been on my vision board for years.
And realised what was going on. The trailer's edited to make you think Eggman's talking about the Master Emerald, but that doesn't add up with the "it's been on my vision board for years" line. The Master Emerald can't have been on his vision board for years, since according to Eggman himself, he only learned about it whilst he was stranded on another planet. However, he created a lot of death machines in the first film, so a massive mecha suit that could obliterate cities at the flick of a button? Yeah, that sounds like something that would be on this guy's vision board. That sounds big, and as we see later on, Stone wasn't exaggerating. So I was pretty happy with myself for figuring that one out. I couldn't wait to get writing this video and sharing it with all of you, only to get called wrong in the comments and then have those same people have to apologise once they'd seen the full film. There was that McDonald's toy leak too, which was just even more evidence, and things were looking great until they showed the fucking thing. They showed the big surprise endgame battle in a fucking TV spot. Yeah, it was the Super Bowl, but like, that was your big surprise. That was going to be a thing that fans were absolutely going to lose their minds for. Why would you spoil that in a trailer, you fucking mongoloids? Also, fuck you, because now I can't be all cool and call it before anyone sees it. I was really excited about that, man. Anyway, rant over. Eggman says hi, explains how he wants to get the Master Emerald to power his Death Egg robot, then presumably Knuckles comes in and says, "Oi mate, Sonic ain't dead, I saw him in the distance, he's got a dog friend and they're going after the fucking Emerald," leading to Eggman's
Destroy the hedgehog!
line. Also, this might be when Knuckles does his unfunny ice cream explanation bit. I know it's a coffee shop, but you never know. Knuckles and Stone have to interact in this scene either way, because Stone's apparently gonna fucking hate him for stealing Eggman from him. Okay, that's cute, I'll give them that. So anyway, Sonic and Tails get to Russia, whoopsie fucking daisy, and head into this bar where there's presumably gonna be a callback fight to the first movie. Maybe this time they'll remember not to completely freeze time in a scene where your character's meant to just be moving very fast? Who knows? Anyway, cut to next day. Sonic and Tails go exploring the mountains, Knuckles shows up, cue the haha pop culture reference, and a snowboarding chase begins. Side note, by the way, if no one can figure out which specific level it's a reference to, maybe it's not a reference to any one specific level and is just referencing the general idea that Sonic snowboards a lot in ice levels? Just a thought. Anyway, this chase down a snowy mountain occurs, something we've never seen in a Paramount film before, and eventually all three wind up in that ice cavern place. Eggman's there too, and if I had to guess, I'd say this is where they'd reveal that Sonic's a living emerald. I don't know, it just gives off the sad middle point of the story vibes. I mean, look at Tails' sad little face. So they fail at whatever they're doing. Eggman discovers the Master Emerald's location, and him and Knuckles go off to collect it. This seems about the right time that Sonic and Tails go crash Rachel's wedding, say Bad Man Want Rock, and then I guess GUN show up and fucking threaten to shoot? Okay. I'm guessing after Cyclops and Big Booba lied about knowing where Sonic is at the end of movie 1, the generic government,
which is now GUN because the writers didn't know GUN existed back in movie 1,
kept an eye on them in secret, and now that Sonic and Tails have gone straight to Tom and Maddie for help, they're jumping them and being like, yeah, fucking knew you had him. So they all have a bit of a kerfuffle. Meanwhile, Eggman and Knuckles make an Unleashed reference to get to the Master Emerald Temple.
It's not an Unleashed reference, for fuck's sake. Unleashed did not invent the idea of a beam of light travelling upwards.
So Eggman and Knuckles walk Moses-style to the temple. Meanwhile, I think Sonic spots the beam of light in the distance, and since he now has personal stakes in all this because of the Emerald reveal earlier, he goes off alone to stop them. Eggman does his Jim Carrey thing through some traps, Sonic just runs through them. Knuckles is also there, but they haven't actually shown footage of how he evades the traps yet, and eventually it all culminates in the last, emotionally charged, big battle between Sonic and Knuckles, right in the heart of the temple. Ha. Emotionally charged. I am a fucking comedian. Anyway, while they're brawling, Eggman just casually snatches the Master Emerald for himself, and taunts Knuckles about it before getting away to power his Death Egg robot. I think this line might actually be from when he reveals his true intentions to Knuckles. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, he has a kinda I outsmarted you look on his face, plus what he's saying totally would fit a taunting scene.
Work smarter, not harder.
I don't know. I mean, why Knuckles is just standing there and letting him take the emerald, I don't know. You have spike hands, just punch the fucker. Either way, Sonic and Knuckles are left alone to settle their differences. They probably ring portal back to Hey Way High.
It's Hawaii, Buzz.
And everyone's in place for the big fat finale. By the way, I know I already proved why this isn't where Sonic and Tails first meet earlier, but now let me also prove why this is definitely the finale. For one, Eggman's got a costume change. You don't just randomly change your main villain's outfit unless it's for a major turning point in the story, like the big finale. Also, ooh, that costume's all black and like his first movie one. I don't know guys, that almost seems like they just wanted to use the red suit to bait people back in with nostalgia or something. Point number 2, we've seen set photos of Sonic, Tails and Knuckles' props all lined up like a team on a wrecked Green Hills set, which, you know, kinda adds up with the location. But point number 3, the most compelling bit of evidence, it's the fucking Death Egg robot. Do you seriously think they're just gonna casually chuck the Death Egg robot into the first half of the film? No, they're fucking not. And look how massive it is. This is so obviously the big finale. Also, quick side note, I know some people still think there's loads of stuff they haven't shown about the film. No there isn't. Remember the first movie, when they showed literally 90% of the film in the advertising, including the big final battle? These marketing agencies do not care what they spoil, as long as it gets butts in cinemas. People seem to think they'll hide a load of stuff in these Sonic 2 trailers just because Marvel does it, and yeah, Marvel also has the brand recognition to be able to do that. People see a new Marvel film's out and automatically just go, yeah, why not? Sonic isn't anywhere near that stage yet. They still need to convince people to come watch these things. Anyway, back to the finale they spoiled in the trailer. GUN flies Tom and Maddie back home. I'm guessing Tails hijacks this plane to fly him and Sonic there. Knuckles maybe ring portals inside the Death Egg and tries destroying it from the inside, hence these two holes which look like someone punched out of them. Either way, we get a big battle for a little bit, Sonic maybe goes supersonic with the power of the Master Emerald ? I'm still not entirely sure if they're going to do that, but I'm saying it here so I can look right if they do. Also, I remember them mentioning Knuckles would glide in this film in an interview before, so maybe that's what happens here. Sonic gets shot off the plane, and as he's falling, Knuckles glides in and saves him. I don't know, I'm adding this bit in at fucking 3 AM, kill me. Either way, the day is saved, everyone's happy, Eggman maybe gets arrested and put on Prison Island? That'd be really cool, but it also requires the writers to have researched the game, so I highly doubt it. Sonic maybe goes back to his home world, but probably just stays on Earth because an all CGI film just isn't quite in the budget yet. Knuckles definitely isn't going back because he's got a live-action series coming up, which you really can't do if he goes back to a fully animated world, so he'll definitely be staying on Earth for a little while. We'll probably get another 8-bit credit sequence, please hire an actual sprite artist this time, combined with another unfitting song made by whoever Paramount could hire that day, and of course, we'll get the mid-credit scene. Will it be Shadow? Well, I certainly think so, because marketability is a very powerful tool, but I won't rule out it being someone else, they could always surprise me. It'll absolutely be Shadow though, let's not kid ourselves. So that's Sonic the Hedgehog 2, at least what I reckon it'll end up like. If this is actually pretty close to the finished script, then I have to say I'm not that excited. It's got some really cool visuals in there, and Jim Carrey's always a treat, even if he doesn't really resemble Eggman character-wise, and yeah, that's really my big problem here. The writing is just not Sonic. They don't seem to understand Sonic's character at all, which makes sense when you consider they never did any research. So I'm expecting the same kind of character assassination for Tails and Knuckles too. But hey, like I said, at least the visuals will be pretty. And either way, I'll definitely be reviewing this bitch when it comes out. Over here in Borisland, we get it on April 1st, a very fitting date, as calling this character Sonic the Hedgehog is an absolute joke. But yeah, that means I get a whole week to write a review ahead of you Americans seeing it, so hopefully you can expect a very loose review around release day over there. Hopefully. Editing takes a while. Also, quick side note, what the fuck happened to the merchandise? The figure's fur textures look gross, the McDonald's toys somehow look cheaper than the 90s Burger King set, and the goddamn Knuckles plush looks like an inbred on the verge of vomiting. But hey, at least we're getting a plastic replica of Jim Carrey. You know I'm buying one of them when I go see it. So yeah, not expecting much from Sonic 2. Just all the problems with the first movie, just now with some more engaging visuals. I mean, I'm happy to be proven wrong, but yeah, no, I won't be, it'll suck. Either way, thank you so much for watching. You can find me on Twitter at nicknock.png, and fucking goddammit, they showed new footage right as I was editing this. Okay, let's go through it real quick. Right, so Sonic's apparently wet in this scene. I guess he did more of that "there's a fish on my head" bit from the first movie. Jim Carrey's still going to be the highlight of this film for me. Look at how he moves, he's having a blast, I love it. Still isn't acting like Eggman, but oh well, anyone acting in character in this movie is going to be a fucking miracle. They outright confirmed my Blue Justice bit. That's nice to see, makes me a little more confident about my other predictions. This shot of Sonic here, I absolutely fucking love. No idea why really, it just looks super good to me. I think this is when Knuckles shows up through the ring, hence the golden glow on the wall. So I guess Sonic's kinda scared about seeing another Mobian for the first time. That I really like, and I think the wide eyes capture his fear pretty well. More of this kind of stuff please, less of haha Winter Soldier lol. Also, this Death Egg robot toy got leaked. I at least had the decency to warn people of spoilers, you know, Sonic the cosplayer. I didn't just go, whoa, crazy predictions inbound, whoa! And he deleted it, you fucking pussy. Also, why does the face look so small? I didn't mention this in the video, but the face looks shrunken down compared to other Death Egg robots we've seen. It's like they had the face and just moved down a slider or something. It kinda takes away from the appeal, if you ask me at least. Also, sorry, giant Eggman robot? Are we seriously not even calling this thing the Death Egg robot anymore? Are you that fucking incompetent, Paramount? Oh, I just saw that bit. I guess you really are that fucking incompetent, good lord. Can you not even successfully hide one surprise?